morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to welcome everyone to my Global Leadership presentation. And I really appreciate everyone providing their time to listen to me talking about my work this year and how I have progressed so far in my action plan. And to start off talking about my action plan, allow me to tell you a story. This is a story taken from an article from the Toronto Stars. And the picture you see here is a teenager in Toronto named Ayato. Ayato came to Canada in the cold winter of 2013 with his parents looking for a greater life in Canada. From Taiwan to Toronto, he experienced a lot of changes economically, socially, and also culturally. At the age of 18 to 20, which is the time of this interview, he took only 4 courses to fill his 2-year schedule in school: math, guitar, music, and gym. He only made 2 friends. And as you can see in the picture, he wore masks. The reason why he wore masks was quoted: he felt alone, isolated, and excluded by his peers and his surroundings. He gave up at several times in his life during this time, and he even considered committing suicide. And we can see here with different important statistics that the immigrant population in Toronto and also across Canada is growing each year. And with the growing population of this segment in society, it's imperative that we take action to address this issue that Ayato and many other teenagers from other countries immigrating to Canada are experiencing. To start off talking about my plan, I would like to address why this is something that I'm really passionate about. So a little bit about me. As you can see in the picture, this was me when I was 5 years old. And I was born in Toronto, but I immigrated back to China, where my family is from, when I was 3 months old. And I only came back to Canada when I was in grade 7. So my Chinese Canadian background really allowed me to have a transition experience similar to many other immigrants' experiences in Canada. And I have experienced the many issues that Ayato has experienced, such as bullying, language acquisition, and also the process of socialization, of trying to learn the cultural norms in a new environment and trying to figure out how I can get accepted into many friend groups. And luckily, because of the many resources and support systems I've had and the many opportunities I've had a very great transition experiences and became really engaged in my communities, as you can see in my pictures. However, not many teenagers my age who have had the same experiences of transitioning had the same opportunities and also exposure and access to these opportunities to help them have a smooth transition and a better life when they actually come to Canada. And the 2 main issues that teenagers like myself experience are the language acquisition skills and also socialization. Acquiring English or fluent speaking English skills and also listening skills is seen as the main ticket to entrance into Canadian society and also full acceptance into our new communities. And during this time of learning English and also acquiring new cultural norms and transitioning into their new communities, teenagers often feel that they're picked on by their apparent accent or slow acquiring of the language skills. And they experience many issues such as bullying, exclusion, and isolation. And these issues, coupled with many other issues such as facing a new physical environment, family instabilities in many individual cases, as well as lack of financial resources, really put these teenagers at risk. And it was reported by many studies that these short-term issues of acquiring English skills and also the process of socialization leave many long-term effects, long-term psychological effects on these teenagers as they move forward in their lives. And my plan to address these issues is to create a nonprofit organization named Bridge the Heart. And as you can see the logo in the middle, that's the logo that we have designed for the organization. And to run this organization, I have created the plan for 5 main programs that I'm going to run and operate in this organization. The first one, as you can see in this picture, is a buddy system or program. When we match teenagers who have grown up in Canada and also have had the full experience of growing up in Canada to be partnered with a teenager who have just recently immigrated to Canada so that they can have designated exchange sessions and also interaction sessions where their interactions can help the newly immigrated teenagers to acquire English speaking skills and also learn about the many different opportunities in the communities to support them into Canadian communities. And the second program here is called Social Advocacy and Extracurricular Opportunities. So our organization is hoping to run different activities that are similar to many activities that are offered in high schools here, such as Appleby College. The many programs that we're hoping to run are debate clubs, Model UN, and also some service initiatives to help these teenagers to get some experiences of what a typical Canadian high school experience would be like outside of the classroom, so that when they come back to their school, they can better participate and get more involvement in these activities. And the third and more creative program that I got inspiration from was called the Welcome to Canada boxes. As you can see here, we have a picture of a box. And these boxes will be a part of our service programs. So our members of our organization can donate their time to create boxes in which we place different Canadian souvenirs and personal messages of welcome to newly immigrated teenagers. And we will deliver these boxes to the immigrant centers such as YMCA and also many other official immigrant services programs around Toronto. And the fourth program, as you can see here, we have a network of individuals. It's called Network. So we're going to have an online network of a platform and an opportunity for students from all different backgrounds, whether they've grown up in Canada or they just immigrated to Canada, to exchange different ideas about the best ways to quickly learn English, and also the many community opportunities available to get more involved in the community. And the fifth and final program is an advocacy/awareness program where I hope to personally get involved in a lot of different community events and programs to raise awareness about this issue that has not been talked about a lot in our communities. And my 5-year timeline for this year, year 1, I hope to formally register and also launch the nonprofit organization. So that includes website making and also many social media establishment. And registration of the organization includes the registration of the logo and also the name search process. And this year, I really hope to officially launch the Buddy program and the online network, which involves the making of the website as well as recruiting initial members. And for next year, year 2, I hope to have a first-year membership of around 150 members. And I hope to host one fundraising event/campaign for the funding of the Welcome to Canada boxes, and one awareness workshop for the awareness raising of this issue. And for year 3, I hope to increase the number of members to 200 members and to officially launch the Welcome to Canada boxes during the holiday season. And for year 4, I hope to increase the membership to 250 members and hopefully expand this project to the Philadelphia community in the United States, where I'm going to university next year. And for the final year of the 5-year timeline, I'm hoping to gain a membership of a total of 300 plus members and have all the programs already launched and run on a yearly basis. And this year, my progress so far, the first part of my progress includes the official registration of the organization. Currently, the website is under construction, and I foresee to have it published in the next month. And I have created the different social media platforms that I can use for the online network so far, and I have the links here. The second part of my progress is communications. So I've already talked to a lot of different local schools in the North York region where I currently live, and also the Markham region where a lot of different new immigrant population are situated at. And I talked to a lot of different types of schools, such as public schools, and also another type of school that helps new immigrant kids to have a transition experience by focusing on improving their language skills and also their extracurricular involvement. And I'm talking about potential partnerships with these schools to run my programs. And I've already had a school called Merritt College in the North York and Markham region in which they will help me to gain membership for this program. And so the second type of organization that I have contacted is called the Shoebox Project. And the Shoebox Project is an organization that focuses on delivering shoeboxes filled with little items of appreciation and personal messages. And these boxes are being delivered to women's shelters. And the purpose of this organization was to help, by delivering these shelters, to help women in shelters feel that they're not forgotten by society and feel that they're a valued member or individual of society. And I've talked to many different personnel in this organization about how the logistics of running programs similar to the Shoebox Project to help me in planning out my logistics and also funding for the Welcome to Canada boxes. And the third organization I've been talking to is UNICEF Canada, and I have talked to them because of my work in previous years with fundraising for UNICEF Canada. I am talking about a potential long-term support from UNICEF Canada so that we can gain their support in our service programs and many fundraising programs that we can use as extracurricular programs for our members. And the third part of my progress, which is the most important part, is the program development for my 5 programs. So I have listed the 5 programs here, and I'll talk about each individual programs and how I have progressed in developing these programs. The first program is the Buddy program, and currently, because of my partnership with one of the schools in Toronto, I've already had a membership of around 50, and I have developed the matching program to match the different members together. And currently I am developing a survey or questionnaire for future matching so that we can gain more valuable information about our members and how we can best match them based on their interests and needs. And the second program for social advocacy and community service or extracurricular programs, I've created a bi-weekly debate club, and I have run it at the school that I've partnered with, and also some special seminar events where we invite different teenagers who have had a successful or smooth transition experience into Canadian communities to talk about their experiences and share their ideas about how to have a more smooth experience. And for the online network program, the website is currently under construction. However, the social media platforms have been established. So I'm hoping currently to add our existing members and also do a lot of awareness raising through these platforms. And regarding the Welcome to Canada boxes, I have contacted and talked to the Shoebox Project about planning the logistics of the program. And about the awareness workshops, I'm currently developing curriculum about how I can speak to community members and also leaders in different community events to raise awareness about this issue. Looking forward, so I will be attending the University of Pennsylvania next year to study economics and international relations. And as I have talked about in my 5-year plan, I am hoping to eventually expand this project to the Philadelphia community. And when I go to university next year, I'm hoping to join certain clubs that I'm currently doing research on that have similar focus in helping the immigrant community there in Philadelphia. And I've already found a few programs that are based in West Philadelphia to help impoverished immigrant community to help the teenagers in that community by mentoring and also providing free English lessons. And after university, I am hoping to go to the London School of Economics and also Peking University in China for a joint master's degree program in international relations and administration. And eventually, I am hoping to pursue a career in international relations. I'm really open to any career paths in this area, but no matter what career I land in, I really hope to spend a substantial amount of my free time to develop into my project and also different service initiatives. And I think that I really hope for my personal goals looking forward, I hope to bridge the many divisions that we see in our society today on a micro level as a person who have had the experience of transitioning between two cultures and two different experiences in different countries. I really hope to bridge the many misunderstandings and also stereotypes that people hold towards different cultures and different backgrounds on a micro level through this project. And thank you very much.
Annie, first, you did a wonderful, wonderful job.
Thank you.
I'm very proud. For my question, what are the biggest challenges you face so far, and what do you think the biggest challenges you'll face ensuring that your plan gets completed?
I think the biggest challenge I faced so far is definitely communication in terms of getting support from community leaders and also existing organizations, because this is a rather big project that, considering my experiences, I cannot really do it just by myself. And in a lot of my planning, I hope to get in touch with a lot of organizations who have had the same experience, such as the Shoebox Project and also many other schools, to get their support and also feedback about my project, and potentially running a partnership or having the support from them to help me run my program and such. And I think looking forward, my biggest challenge will be, as I leave Appleby and the Greater Toronto area for university, how I can continue to oversee the project abroad from a far location, and also how I can potentially expand that project into the Philadelphia community, which is far from the Greater Toronto area. So looking forward, I'm hoping to do more research about the new community I'm entering, and also get a group of like-minded teenagers to help me run my program while I am away.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a two-part question.
Sure.
The first part is, if this project had been around when you transitioned back to Canada when you were 11, which of those 5 parts of your project do you think you would have needed the most at that point?
I think the program that I needed the most would definitely be the first program, the buddy system, because as someone who has had the experience of coming here with no English skills and also not knowing what to expect, I think a big challenge I faced was definitely communicating with my peers in my new school and environment. And I think a lot of times, a lot of obstacles I've faced were not really about just my English skills, but also opportunities for interaction. As we all know, when we're adolescents, we have many other social challenges that we face as teenagers. And a lot of personal challenges I faced were bullying and also exclusion. And I really hoped at that point to have more opportunities of interaction with people who have grown up here, to really have the knowledge of what it is like to actually be immersed in Canadian culture and how I can better be accepted as a new member of the community. And I think that was the rationale I had when I created the Buddy program, because we do have a lot of existing organizations in the Greater Toronto area, such as YMCA and also many immigration services, to help immigrants with a lot of challenges that they face. But I think there isn't enough focus on just focusing on immigrant teenagers who are facing accumulated challenges of not just entering a new environment, but also many challenges that are associated with growth and also socialization and such.
My second part is a much faster answer.
Yeah.
When you came to those 5 parts of your project, when you decided
Yes.
on those 5 areas, how did you come to that? Was it through personal experience? Was it through secondary research? Was it by speaking with other agencies? How, like, and you don't need to like give me a long answer. How did you come to those 5? What was the process for coming to those 5?
I think it was a mixture of both secondary research and also personal experiences. And I don't want to give a long answer, but I think like my secondary research was like to determine my program was mainly based on the existing organizations and services available, so that I can add something new to the existing programs in the Greater Toronto area. And I think for me, like my personal experiences and many secondary research I did on personal case studies were the main factor that I decided on ultimately these 5 programs.
I just had a question, and I'll get you to answer the first part, and then I'll go into the second one. You talk about members, and you have membership goals for each.
Yes.
Are members the new immigrants, or are they the buddies and the partners? What is a member?
Currently, I am hoping to define members as both new immigrants and also teenagers who have grown up here. Because I think it's really important to not just focus direct the organization to the immigrant teenagers, but also have a more inclusive environment where everyone participates. And I think that's something that's really important for my action plan. And sorry, I forgot the second part of the
I hadn't
question.
asked you yet. It's okay. I like that approach, because it's not like you have a member and then a help, like they're on equal
Yes.
footing. And I think that's a valuable way to be, as you say, inclusive of the process. But where, I think it's fairly straightforward where you can identify pools of the new immigrants. Where are you finding the buddies? How are you sort of soliciting applications and interest in that area?
I'm currently talking, because I'm at the initial stages, I'm currently talking to my initial members who've grown up here are currently my friends who are willing, who are like-minded and are really interested in this issue. But looking forward, as I talk to the many schools that I'm hoping to get their support from or partner with, I'm hoping to also talk to the students. So eventually advertise this initiative to the Appleby community, specifically the student population, and also many public schools in the Toronto area. And the second part would be to raise awareness on social media platforms, and also many different like networks that are existent in many different programs in the summers when they have like students participating, and we can do more awareness raising from there.
Annie, I just want to say a huge well done. I think that's fantastic.
Thank
All the
you.
work you've done already in terms of the work in the extracurricular programs with the schools every 2 weeks, and already starting with
Thank you.
the membership program is amazing. So well done.
Thank you.
My questions have been taken, so I'm going to ask a different one. In terms of the 5 different programs, which one do you think has the most risk, and how do you proceed safely with that, because it has the high risk?
I think definitely all of them have associated risks. I just didn't really mention in my presentation. I think the biggest risk program would be definitely be the online network, because it's like the main risk of online exposure. And also, as the creator of these online networks, I have personal exposure of personal liability. And I think I am to manage the risk. I am looking to create, first of all, create a community standard that will be published on all of these social networks and also website. The online networks, so that we're all very clear about the respectful nature of and also privacy of these networks, and everyone can be informed of these standards that we expect everyone who are participating to hold to. And the second part is I'm currently looking for help to consult legality issues around potential incidents that happen, potential incidents of like negative comments or negative presence online, and I'm hoping to get more help on how to manage that issue if it potentially arises. Yeah.
Thank you.
Does anybody, is there one more question?
It's not a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Normally, I would say to someone in this that the scope is too big, but for you, no. I've seen the things that you've done, Annie, and I am confident that you can handle all of those types of things in your future, so it's really great to see
Thank you.
done. Yeah,
I was
thanks.
just going to say a similar thing as your advisor. I know. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you so
Excellent.
much. Yeah. Thank you.